You ever wonder if your faith is enough to please God or if it's enough to see your prayers answered? Today's Bible app verse of the day comes from Mark chapter 9, and it comes from one of my favorite stories in all of Scripture. But let me just read for you what Jesus said in this passage. He says, "If you can, all things are possible for one who believes." Now, the reason I love this story is because it's about a father who brings his son who is possessed of a demon. He brings his son to Jesus. When he gets there, Jesus is actually off doing something else, and his disciples are there, and his disciples pray for the son, and the son's not healed, and they actually, kind of a commotion arises with a little crowd of people, and they're arguing and bickering probably about matters of faith and doctrine and why the prayer didn't work and where's Jesus. When Jesus comes back, he approaches the father and he asks him, he says, "How long has this been going on? How long has your son been dealing with this?" And he says, "All of his life." And when the demon seizes him, it tries to basically kill him. And the father asks Jesus, he says, "Look, if you can do anything, have compassion on us and help us." And that's when Jesus says, "If you can, all things are possible for one who believes." And of course, the end of the story, Jesus heals the boy. The disciples asked Jesus, "Why couldn't we heal him?" And Christ is like, "Hey, this kind can only come out by prayer." But the beautiful thing that I find here is that the father, even though his faith was imperfect, because after Jesus tells him that if he can believe, all things are possible, the father tells Jesus, "I believe, help me with my unbelief." In other words, "Lord, I believe, but there's a part of me that struggles with my faith." And I see myself in that story. But listen, as weak as that man's faith was, you know what he got right? Is that he took his biggest challenge, his biggest need, his biggest fear. He took his son and his son's illness to Jesus Christ. And that's my challenge to you. It's my challenge to myself every day, is that there is really only one place we can go, regardless if we have faith big enough in our own minds, if we have it all figured out, if we understand what we're asking for. Regardless of any of that, we must go to Jesus Christ in every moment of need that we have, because he's the only one that does have compassion enough to help us and to take care of us. Hope this helps you and encourages you to take whatever little faith that you do have and seek the Lord, and he'll always be there to hear us and to have compassion. God bless.